Welcome to the MS&Me Radio Network. The broadcast shows are for informational and entertainment purposes only. They are not designed to provide listeners with specific personal, medical, or counseling advice. Individuals with a medical issue should always consult their healthcare provider. MS&Me is not responsible for content of individual shows. The views expressed by show hosts or their guests are their own. Enjoy the show.
Boom. Music to my ears. Well, not really. Boom is usually a loud noise or some sort of clamor. I guess it all depends. Pretty much like everything in life. Anyway, music is an art form whose medium is basically sound and time organized sound and time. Organized, unlike typical life with MS. Despite my seemingly OCD tendencies, I like to eat dishes left in the sink at night. I like my clothes folded, sorted, and put away after I do laundry. And see my closet. I like the items sorted in a fashion to correspond with the colors of the rainbow. Roy Jabith, red, orange, yellow, indigo, green, violet, something like that. Anyway, also I like my clothes sorted alphabetically, like my jeans. If they're different brands, I like them sorted alphabetically. That way I can find them. I like order, and living with MS for so long, I know that order can be a challenge. And when there's a lack of order, it can be a frustration for me. So let's talk about music. Today I want to discuss not so much the vocal or instrumental sounds, to make this beautiful music, hopefully beautiful music, but more so of the harmony, the expression. When we listen to music, you kind of can detect the expression by the artist. I want to talk about that more so, the expression, because it's usually an expression of emotions. And emotions are, it's something that, it's funny, but it's seemingly something that I have more and more of, that is emotions. Not that I'm saying I'm not emotional, I'm like, I'm not crying, I don't have any, serious issues as far as emotions like that, but I know I'm more aware of my emotions, shall I say, as I progress into my latter 40s, onward to 50s. And just battling relapse and remitting multiple sclerosis for over the past 2 decades. I reckon, like everyone, that I've gone through these emotions time and time and time again. But my self-awareness, like I said, has been seemingly heightened after the onset of my multiple sclerosis, and definitely following my diagnosis, which was almost 20 years ago. In a couple weeks, making official 20 years since diagnosis. So, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'm sure many of you out there remember that, I want to say, ephemeral pop hit of the 1990s. I don't think it lasted too long as a hit. I don't know. Who knows? But that was some lyrics from, the band's name was the Spice Girls. And, the Spice Girls. How odd. Anyway, I think it was like Baby Spice and Sporty Spice. I thought it was kind of a cool name. Which leads me to, there was also a Cool Spice and a Posh Spice. I'm like, okay, Spice Girls Spices, Baby Spice, Cool Spice, huh? I'm sorry, guys. I'm from New Orleans, and very fond of the Creole and Cajun cuisine, and none of those sound like spices that my mom had in her pantry. I mean, it wasn't like bay leaf spice or parsley or bell peppers. It wasn't the Holy Trinity. It wasn't, mirepoix. It wasn't nothing like that. But the song, I guess, was just juvenile, silly, jovial fun. And I guess it'd be honest to say begrudgingly, I admit, I did run around singing that tune Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. You know, and why not? Why not sing it? I was 21 years old, and I had graduated university, and the same year I started working my first real job. You know, I started paying taxes, paying my utilities, paying my own insurance. Okay, guys, I figured I was grown, right? I was a grown girl, so to speak, and this girl just wanted to have fun. This girl just wanted to have fun. Yes, that was tongue in cheek. All part of my basic human emotion of wanting happiness. You know, that's very basic emotion. We all are familiar with that, and we generally want more of it. But it's also ironic because that's the first one that was stolen by the MS thief, my happiness. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Wow, that's deep. Anyway, I thought the song was ridiculous to a degree, but I did think the name Spice Girls was kind of cool because I like food. You know, I like food, and spices are used to accentuate the flavor of food. But that song, the words, those shrill-like voices, I'll be honest, I thought it was a little bit. I thought it was a little bit much. I want to say yeah, let's just say I thought it was a little bit too much. And I guess that's exactly how I felt about MS, especially in the beginning. I thought it was too much. And every time I had a flare-up, it made me not happy. Not happy. See, of the six or seven emotions, basic human emotions that we have during our lives, happiness is the one that most people actually strive for the most. It's often defined as a pleasant emotional state that's characterized by feelings of contentment, joy, satisfaction, and well-being. It's no surprise that I personally oftentimes feel unhappy following an MS relapse, as I've said earlier. Researchers have also linked unhappiness, the opposite of say unhappy, not happy, but researchers have linked unhappiness, that is the state of not being happy, to a variety of poor health outcomes. And what I mean by that is definitely unhappiness is related to what I consider the granddaddy of all poor health outcomes or poor health status. Stress. Stress, it seems like to be the focal point, or the what lies at the core of a lot of extending illnesses, shall I say, or conditions. Stress usually, it's not welcome, but it usually comes along with its cohorts. I say it's evil cohorts: anxiety, depression, loneliness, helplessness, feeling of helplessness. Stress can wreak havoc on one's body, and that's why I strive to stay stress free. People say stress. Well, no, stress free. I strive to say stress less. So, I guess that's an ideal, but I don't think we can ever be stress free. So, every day I try to work to be stress less. As I talk about that, I'm like, you know what? It's not a surprise that all things that seem to be bad as far as health. I know my health. Like I said, every time I've had a MS exacerbation, I've lost my hearing 3 or 4 times. I've lost my sight in one eye. I've had really bad drop foot, the stuttering, all those little weird MS symptoms. It's no surprise, but they all seem to have happened very, very close. The proximity of those events occurring, stress just preceded just ever so slightly, and but I've done some reading on stress, and it's like, okay, interesting, because that alone is linked to negative things as far as health wise. That's particularly of interest to me, because stress is linked to lowered immunity. Our immune systems. We know that in multiple sources have a compromised immune system. So it's like, wow, stress, that's linked. So maybe, I don't know, but I know I personally try to avoid it. Stress, it's definitely linked to a lowered immune system, also increased inflammation, and I guess the ultimate will be decreased life expectancy. Wow, decreased life expectancy. All because, well, potentially could be the result of not being happy. Again, I strive to be happy every day, each and every day. My happy is very important to me. The other side of that coin is, if you're not happy, it's very well so that you may experience a emotion of sadness, and that one, I'm never comfortable feeling sad. I don't like to feel hopeless. I don't want to be that sort of a downer, a dampened mood. I like to be positive and upbeat, but sadness, it's an emotion, and usually how that's characterized is feelings of disappointment. Just definitely something that we all experience from time to time. So it's not unknown to any, but again, I don't feel comfortable feeling sad. Let's just say that. It's often, detected or expressed with not, like I said, not upbeat. So kind of slow, lethargic, being maybe some people cry a lot when they're sad. I mean, it's only reasonable, expected. Some people just get quiet, really quiet. Guys, I don't know if you know, but I'm not the most quiet individual. I do like to talk. I asked my husband, he's like, I'll talk to anybody for hours, strangers. If we're strangers, probably going to talk even more, because now we got to catch up on who we are and what we're interested in, things like that. So, I'm not very quiet. That's not that. If I'm quiet, I'm probably not happy, or I'm not as happy as I could be. One thing, I guess, as I'm talking, I'm like, with MS and managing my MS, is it's important that we are aware, self-awareness, that we're aware of ourselves and things that are going on around us, and our feelings, how we're reacting to situations, because everything that we do, we have the option to react to it or not. And when I say not, what I mean is to not let it be a trigger for us to detonate. It's like a bomb, Okay, it's like it's an emergency. It's like, well, I got to jump on that now. Sometimes we don't have to. I've said many times in previous episodes where, a lot of the stress and things that we experience or encounter is actually only probably it's a result of 80% of what we do, or how we process it and how we handle it. 20% of things are going to happen in life. You're like, okay, well, stuff happens. We've heard that one. Stuff happens, but we don't have to jump on everything. How we handle it is what's important. How we process it. So, so I don't know. I guess, in essence, I'm saying that so much is mind control, and our thoughts, our behaviors, all originate in our mind. And I believe I have control of my mind. So, if I say I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to do it. If I want to do something, well, okay, fine. again, do I want to do it or don't do it? So, do I want to be happy? I know my basic goal in life is to be happy. Pretty simple, hey? Now, how do I try to stay happy every day? I just kind of, I want to say do me, or do what I consider important to me. Think about my values. What do I want? What makes me me? What makes Dawn Melanie Dawn Melanie? I definitely, I consider myself a very positive person, and I look to grow. I don't believe in staying stagnant in one place for very long. I can do that and be okay, I reckon, but I like growth. Like I said, I like to be positive, and I never thought I'd say this, but I like the connection I make with people, with real people, even on a day-to-day basis. That's why, like I said earlier, I'll talk to a stranger for hours. That's kind of cool. That people who have come from different walks of life. I believe I can. I always tell people, I say, you know what? I know I can make at least one serious connection with you on something you probably never would have dreamed about. My friend at the gym, he's like in his 80s, and he just thought I was some girl who worked at the gym. But we ended up finding out that we both did public accounting. I think he worked for the Big 8, and I worked for the Big 6. Yeah, that's right. Now there's only Big 4 public accounting firms. But he never dreamed that I was a CPA and that we had similar backgrounds like that. So it's just amazing. Or another friend of mine, he has Parkinson's disease, and again, we're working out, and I said, I can understand. I have MS, and I have the MS shaky leg when I work my muscles too long, and we're talking, but he never had an idea that, oh my, this young lady has multiple sclerosis. He didn't know, but until we talked and got to know each other, we found out. So what I'm saying is, I made a connection, a physical a connection with a human being, and that's kind of how I kind of what keeps me going. And yeah, it's generally fitness that I think my core I want to say ideal that keeps me going is my fitness. Like I said, definitely I like to be positive, so I'm positive, and I've found that I can do that through my involvement in a fitness arena. Let's call it a fitness arena. That's a value of mine. Like I said, being positive, especially regarding fitness, kind of a tie all for me. I guess for this week, I'll ask you, everybody out there listening today, to maybe get a pen, jot down what you consider your values, and how you act upon them to make them part of your life, to make you happier in life. That is assuming that you want to be happy. I assume everybody would like to be happy and not be sad, but I try to take every opportunity that I have to make myself happiest. And I know, like I said, fitness, being positive, developing personally, that's important to me. So I take the opportunity to do that. So I say basically, don't just talk the talk, but walk the walk. Like I said, every day, remember, we have choices. And, we can say, yeah, I value this, I value that. But ask yourselves, what do you do to make that happen? Or how are you showing it in your day-to-day lives every day in things that you do? Are you making choices to further that and develop that value? Or are you kind of going, well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, just kind of going day to day with like a knee-jerk reaction. Sometimes people say, like, well, okay, I'll use me. I say I like to connect with people, real time. So I know I go to the gym. Yeah, I work out, but I do talk a lot. Again, ask my husband. So I probably have as much social time at the gym as I do working out. I'm pretty sure that I do. But, you know, it's I think that's actually more valuable than just saying, oh yeah, I like to talk to people and meet different people. Some people just do things out of reaction or out of habit, not really putting any thought in what they do. But if you like I said, if you get paper, sit down, like what do you want? How do you develop that or expand on that? You'll be more self-aware, and you'll realize that you're making intentional actions, or are you making more habitual actions? But you can maybe recognize how you can further grow either, as you see fit to be more in line with your values and what you say you want. Tell me what you want. Remember, it's not just tell me what you want, what you really want, but tell yourselves what you want, what you really want, and do things to make that a reality. Like I've alluded to earlier, I know what I want. I know what I really want. That is happiness. I want to increase my happiness as much as possible by taking any opportunity that I have to do just that. I want to be happy. That's what I want. That is what I really want. Pardon me. I want it, and I'm getting it. I say this because I'm sure I'm going to do everything that I can. By my self-care, I'm going to promote my own self-care beyond anything I could ever imagine. Let's just say I'm going to invest in myself. And I recommend everybody out there, don't fall short of investing in yourselves, because I look at it like this. If I'm not strong in who I am and what I say that I am, and all my values, I say I have these values, but I never do anything to manifest them or use them. I'm not that, I don't know, I guess I'm not worth my weight in gold, or words are cheap. It's just words. So I'm going to invest in myself so that I can be the things that I claim that's important to me. So my self-care, whether it be going to the gym on a regular basis, eating healthier, these are things that are important to me, my values. Connecting with people, doing that and not just talking about it, more and more each and every day. I realize that happiness is a choice. That's a choice that I make. I want to be happy. It's a choice I make in everything that I do. I want to be happy. I know that the happy, powerful me, it's in me. It's in you. Everybody has that ability to be happy. If they so choose, they can do it. I know myself pretty well. And it's kind of like a switch. Kind of like a switch that I can turn on. Do I want to be happy? Turn the switch on. I don't turn mine off, by the way. Some people turn it off. I have no idea why, but my happiness switch, it's on. I may have a situation where it may kind of tempt me to be non-happy, but I make sure my switch is on happy. If we're not aware of ourselves, our self-awareness is on a low, you may be susceptible to not turning your switch on, or allowing the wind to turn your happiness switch off. Your choice to be happy. And we think of on and off. I think of I look at the two forces as power or on, and the instead of off, I look at it as resistance. So we can say on off. I look at it as power and resistance. The tension, so it's called the tension between those two forces, exists every day. I know with me in my life, and that's resistance and power. power to move forward and be happy, or resistance to just stay in place, stay where I am, just don't do anything, just stay comfortable. Like, okay, well, this is fine. I don't have to go out. I don't have to do anything. I can just stay at home in my pajamas all day. That's be careful, guys. Be careful. It's a slippery slope. Slippery slope to kind of becoming stuck. A lot of times people are bored and bummed, or just broken. The power's off. Their happy power's off. May engage in activities that aren't productive. Surfing the web, watching TV, just vegging out. Just anything to just kind of avoid confrontation. It basically make excuses. And, you go, why are making excuses? Well, making excuses, basically ruminate over something just over and over again with no real forward direction. That's why I say be aware of your resistance to be happy. You don't want to sit there and go, but if this happens, then I'll be like this, and not really have that drive to move forward. If you resist being happy, doing what you're supposed to do, then you won't be as happy as you can be. And I want everybody to be happy, especially regarding their health, their mental and physical health, as well as your spiritual health. So don't flip that power switch off so quickly. Make sure it's on at all times. Harriet Beecher Stowe said, "Human nature, above all things, is lazy." It is imperative that we train our minds. So much training is needed. We have to train our minds to hold that light, keep the light on, power on, power off, power versus resistance. We got to train our minds to keep that power on and eradicate the darkness. Matthew Ricard said, "The basic root of happiness lies in our minds. Outer circumstances are nothing more than adverse or favorable." Be cautious to get caught up in other people, as in their happiness. Your happiness is not their responsibility. Your happiness is your responsibility. This has been Dawn Melanie. I thank you for joining me this week for Managing Self, and I do hope you'll join me next week. Thank you.